Hello, everyone. How are you doing today? This is another edition of The Right Path. I know it's Monday, Martin Luther King Day. I'm 3 days shy of making my video, but that's okay. I had a pretty good weekend. Um, Over the weekend, there was a subject, that came up about trust, and that can kind of affect you in a lot of different ways. You know what I mean? I had to have a long conversation with one of my daughters yesterday about trusting what she feels inside and what God's telling her to do and what's right and what's wrong, and instead of trusting in the flesh and of the man's desires and things of this nature. You know, she got a little disciplined because she wasn't trusting in God. She was trusting in man. It is better to take refuge in the Lord than it is to trust in man. You know, it's hard sometimes. I told her a couple stories about me. I said when I was younger, honey, when I had the restaurant, even before I had the restaurant, I was around people and I would always trust their advice and their words. And when I knew what they were telling me I shouldn't do or I shouldn't be part of or be around, but I was trusting in man. I was trusting in the flesh. I value their opinions and their words more than the church and more than the Bible, which because I have faltered and I kind of walked away from the church from, most of my 20s, which I shouldn't have done. I never really lost my faith. It's just I was in the same place that a lot of people get in. You know what I mean? They make up reasons why they don't need to go, why they don't need to live this way, instead of actually, living the way they should. I told her stories about how I trusted into former acquaintances that at time I thought were friends, but really they were just acquaintances, and I trusted their advice over the Lord. I said, you always just have to stop. I told her, I said, you always have to just stop and say, is this what God wants me to be doing? Because if you don't stop and ask yourself, is this what God wants me to be doing? And you just do a whole bunch of stuff, you're going to get yourself in a whole bunch of trouble. I mean, it may not be bad trouble, but you could suffer from anxiety from it, depression, loss of friendships, loss of family members. A lot of things can happen if you don't stop and actually ask the Lord, is this what I'm supposed to be doing? Is this what you're leading me to do? And I think she pretty much understood what I was trying to say to her. I took her to see her nan yesterday, and her nan prayed over her as well. And Madison at the end of the day gave me a hug. She came up and gave me and mommy a hug last night before she went to bed, and she said, "I love you and thank you for caring about me." That meant a lot. That also told me that my daughter was acting out for attention, and I thought I was giving her a whole bunch of attention as is, but I guess I need to give her even more attention. She is a developing young woman, so that's something that I need to work on personally. I believe that I need to give you even more attention than I already am, and I need to be more stern. That's a hard thing for parents to do. That one right there is a lot of times parents just they just want to give their kids everything under the sun, and some of the best things they can do is give them morals and values. Discipline the children. I was never disciplined when I was younger. When I was in my teens, I had my own checkbook and money in my own account, and I just pretty much did whatever I wanted to do. I didn't have any parental. I had parental guidance. I had a lot of mentors telling me all this stuff, but I didn't have discipline at home. I got to do whatever I wanted to do whenever I wanted to do it, go wherever I wanted to go. I mean, a lot of people who are my age, they know me. They know I took a whole bunch of people my 11th grade year down to Daytona Beach, Florida, and a beach house, and we stayed there for spring break. That's just an example. I did whatever I wanted to do, and I don't want that for my kids. I want my kids to know the value of hard work. I want my kids to know the value of a dollar. I want my children to know, that they need to put God before everything, because without God in the front line of everything, you have nothing. No matter how much you think you have, you really have nothing if God's not in the forefront of what you do. I want my kids to grow up to not just know these things, but actually believe these things, and experience these things. And that's the big difference between how I was raised and how I want them to be raised. I had all the knowledge, but I didn't have the disciplinary actions behind it, and I just, that's how your children know that you love them, is you discipline them and you actually show them that you care enough about them to discipline them, just like I said last night, Madison after came up to me and gave me a big old hug and said, I love you, and that's what it's all about, You have to show them you love them by disciplining them. If you don't discipline your child, you're not showing them love. You're just casting them away. So, don't always trust in man. Sometimes you need to put God first. Actually, let me rephrase that. You always need to put God first and trust in him before you trust in man and man's words. Because if you trust in man before God, trust me, ladies and gentlemen, you are going to go down the wrong path. And it will be a very long time before you venture down the right path. So, I hope this message wasn't too scattered, but it was meant to make you think a little bit, But everybody have a blessed day.